dear innovators and representatives of innovation in companies. I hope all of you recognize who was playing. It's Chopin. And Chopin was, I think, one of the greatest Polish innovators. He used a code which was written by 200 years earlier by Johann Sebastian Bach, and he made a software which is since more than 100 years serve a lot of people and make a lot of people happy with his software which he wrote by using this code. So I hope that a lot of things which wrote by Chopin will be very interesting to all of us to know once more again. So, however, it was written that I will speak about how to make IT company in Russia, but I just won't seriously talking about Chopin and how to find the harmony about with our countries. So, why? I will tell you. Because when I was young, I play in the music band, and at the same time I was participating in a lot of contests of mathematics with big success. And then I understood that music and mathematics, it's like two sisters. And music also has this gold ratio. So if you will take all best masterpiece of Beethoven or Bach or Tchaikovsky or Chopin, you will find the gold ratio, which is always bring you the feeling of the harmony. So this harmony in the mathematics or architectural is very important things. And to build your product, you always need to find this gold ratio. So why I can focus this intro? Why I told about the Chopin who was innovators? Because you can find that all the time the music was shown to the people all the fantastic product of innovators. I can make you some examples. We got the technology a few hundred years ago. We got the technology, and we can, which have allowed us to create the first charge organ, and then the Bach appears. The new processing of wood and metal is the result of creation of violins, cello, and the string orchestra. And then many of composers appeared. Innovation helped to manufacture piano. And then Chopin arose. Another step forward, and the heat of metal, and we had a sax and brass instrument. And then a few years later, a jazz. And we enjoy jazz. And invention of electricity gave us a possibility to connect guitar to the plug, and then we have a rock and roll. We connect the piano, which played by Chopin. We connect an electricity, and we have a disco music. And we have to understand, because we know the history, that in the 100 years ago, Russia and Poland was a flagship in innovation. That will bring, and we will see it after, because we know Chopin, Tchaikovsky, and all these great people. And we are here today to speak about innovation, because software and IT is absolutely innovation of this time, of this period. But harmony should always be a part of everything, whatever it is. music or business or information technology. To find this harmony between our countries, we should do two important things. First, we should get to know each other, and second, we should be creative. So, let's start with know each other better, to re-know each other. Here is an overview of the Russian IT market. Russia has one of the world's largest online population. The number of Russian-speaking internet users, it's close to 60 million people. So it's like around 3% of all users in the world. By the numbers of RUNET, which is Russian language content space, this is fourth place with around 5% of all users globally. It's number one worldwide ranking in time to spend on social networks. In March 2013, it was announced that Russian is now a second most used language on the web. Mobile phone penetration is also very wide. Each Russian has about 1.5 SIM card. That also means another opportunity to spreading internet technologies. All the facts result in fantastic growth of advertising market and e-commerce. You may see the future figures on the slide. And it will continue growing. With a further internet penetration and expected 78 million monthly users by 2015, the e-commerce market can reach the $30 billion barrier by 2015. Since potential market grow in Moscow, in St. Petersburg in terms of new users and reaching its natural limit, such increase will happen thanks to our new shoppers from all our Russian territories and regions. The overall mobile content market will pass the $3 billion mark by the end of this year. Such active development of internet will not be possible without development of information technology. For the moment, Russia provides very good education in this sphere. Only in Moscow there is 40 universities training IT specialists. All of them are required by market since we employ 1 million people. As you can see, the salaries are quite competitive. For example, PHP lead program in Moscow can earn up to 15,000 euro per month. Of course, not all of them, maybe some from mail.ru or Yandex, but average salary is like 5,000 euro per month. So which means it's a very, very high level job. At the same time, Russia is motherland of the world hackers. But the coins of another side, coins has another side. If you know how to crack the code, you know how to protect it. And many Russian businessmen found the way to turn into their account. Now, groups of hackers are paid to test the security. This has also led to the development on anti-hackers. For example, Kaspersky Lab, which is one of the 4 leading producers of software solutions for endpoint protection. They have more than 300 million clients all over the world. Their global turnover amount last year was more than $600 million. So do you want to be at least with these guys? There is a first Russian IT billionaires. So let's talk about how to do it. If you already have your own business here, and there is a few points you will be useful for IT companies. You may use the Russian pool of experts specializing of algorithm, tracking, big data issues. You may benefit from Russia as from the test laboratory where you convert the potential of your hackers for your own benefit. At the same time, you may test the eventuality of new service. And you may also look at Russia as a kind of observatory through the combination of new approaches, development of social networks, rapid market growth, and the fast ecosystem building. In other words, Russian IT resources are very good for outsourcing model and capable for implementation of new ideas. Now let's talk a bit more about ideas. Where could you get the idea that will make you a millionaire or billionaire? Probably you should start with a market research. Do strong and correct reading, identify not fully felt needs of the market, find your niche or create a new one. Once you get the idea, because idea is very, very important things. The most important thing is idea. You should choose how you will proceed. 3 major ways are to go by yourself, to find a local partner in Russia, or to use government programs. If you decide to go by yourself or with a local partner, I should warn you about some challenge you will face. Russia has other rules, which is sometimes not easy to understand even for myself. Regulation may change very often. And of course, corruption and bureaucracy are 2 biggest Russian problems. I need to say that there is significantly less corruption in IT industry than in any offline business, but still. For at least 5 years, Russia has managed to achieve certain success in the fight against corruption, and today we correspond to Eastern Europe level in this sphere, but once again, it's still a problem. So, you can go under the umbrella of technoparks and special economic zones, supported by government, and enjoy the simplified regulation. Here is a sum of Russian top innovation cities with major technoparks. Government strongly support the development of IT sphere at the national level. The state has recognized the importance of maintaining technology parks and effective forms of organization of innovation. Unprecedented conditions are provided for Russian and international software development companies. All these measures have also led to the formation of many incubators and IT hub cities in Russia. According to the most recent survey, not only Moscow, St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, and Ekaterinburg, but also Voronezh, Rostov-on-Don, Veliki Novgorod, Kazan, and Omsk are among the top 10 Russian software development destinations. Moscow and St. Petersburg are named among the top worldwide locations for the product development, engineering, healthcare service, and the game development. Technopark incubators and accelerators have sprung up for the last few years, with a dozen of such structures now competing in Moscow alone. Many of them seek to attract foreign entrepreneurs, solving the sources issue and offering co-investment opportunity. Let me be more specific and show you examples of IT park and accelerator. Russia Technopark is a good option for foreign entrepreneurship. With its massive subsidies and tax cut for innovation projects. The first example is Skolkovo. The giant tech hub in southwest Moscow has already attracted dozens of global venture funds and high-tech firms. To tap Russia's innovation potential outside Moscow, foreign entrepreneurs may cooperate with the other progressive regions. The incubators of Ingria in St. Petersburg, prominent St. Petersburg Technopark, includes more than 100 resident companies, employing more than 5,000 people in various technology fields. In Kazan, capital of the Autonomic Republic of Tatarstan, IT Park stands as one of the largest technopark in Eastern Europe. It's a huge building with, thousands of people who work in this IT technopark. Another example is creation a business incubator based on well-known Moscow State University. It was founded in 2010 and had a few $1 million investments. It helps young innovators to develop, present, and implement their projects in various branches in science and business, from medicine to technologies of augmented reality and the platform for creation of mobile application. The average estimate of activity terms in Russia, according to 5-point system based on result of software exporter survey. So it's a government support for IT sector, protection of intellectual property rights in some way, but we will speak about this a few minutes later. People aware of education system, tax system, red tape, availability of present-day infrastructure, financial support to small business and startup, government support for international marketing activity and export, governmental support for certification according to international standard. Concerning to the government support for IT sector is really very high and strong in Russia. For those investors who made their capital out of other sector and now wish to invest in technology startup, in order to minimize risk, expert advice to turn to business incubators and venture funds, which will help effectively place funds. Below, there are a few information sources which will be very helpful for you to get know more about Russian entrepreneurship ecosystem. It's a East-West Digital News, Marchmont News, and Rusbase. So they are very quite popular in the IT and startup business. Here I'd like to make some emphasis on Moscow. I'll repeat, dozens of entrepreneurship structures are now competing in Moscow. And Moscow governments give a strong support to the growth of such competition. It leads incubators and accelerators to be more and more professionals. So from the day to day, Moscow becomes more attractive for entrepreneurs and investors from all over the world. Some specific Moscow objectives for the nearest futures are increase in the investment attractiveness of Moscow for the innovation business, change in the numbers of high-performance jobs created as a result of implementation of the Moscow Central Innovation Department programs for government support to innovation. And it should be at least 5% increase in every year till 2018. Investment from all sources in the implementation of innovation investment project in Moscow should be at least 2 times higher than the amount of expenses of the Moscow Central Innovation of Development. In addition, special condition reducing tax burden for outsourcing companies that earn main income, like 90% from software development, are being created. Such companies are invited to be accreditable by the state, allowing to consider reduced insurance fee, 14% instead of 34%. But I have to tell you that the tax to the salary in Moscow is like 6.5% only. So if you will earn 1 million, you will pay tax only 6,500. So you have chosen the way you do business with our idea. And now let's speak about growing your IT company. You may, and my main thoughts here is a Russian market should be, you should feel the Russian market like your own local market. When you go to Russia, you are not expanding, it's your local market. Historically happens that our two nations, Polish and Russian, is very similar to each other. So you can easily understand more Russian market and it's like your own market. And it's just a little bit bigger, and it's why it can be better jumping off point to make your company global. So once you are ready to go global, Russia can offer you a bunch of internationally connected contests and accelerators. On the side, you may see some examples of international-oriented competition. Participation in such contests can give you not only solid prize, like money or grants or investment, free resistant incubators, but mentorship also. And also very useful for getting the word about your company out. Same with accelerators. Among international-oriented accelerators are Farminers, which brings its startup to San Francisco's rocket space. The Moscow Plug-and-Play Tech Center, which operates jointly with the famous California accelerator in the same name. TextDrive, which is co-founded by UK startup accelerator veteran John Bradford. And TechTour, from this famous European TechTour Association, just developing, which developed regional tech tour. It's very often doing this tour in Russia. In fact, today's Russia presents a lucrative market to IT players, especially those who have been successful in their home market and are looking to international expansion. And in this case helps also one of the key points of the future success. And I'm talking about investment, from seeds to IPO. At the moment, the most favorable conditions for viable startup launch and the development are created in Russia. Thanks to grants, for example, in 2011, IT companies got grants in the amount of more than 17 million, as well as public and private incubators. There was increase in number of projects that obtain seeds funding. In Russia, such companies as Runa Capital, Global Tech Innovation, eBureau, GlovStart, or Project Ventures specialize in them. While in 2010, the assistance was provided just 22 startups, and 2011, these numbers increased 90, and in 2012, the numbers of deals exceeded 1.5 In 2009, the amount of non-equity investment in project at early stage made up 154 million. In 2010, it's already 225. In 2011, this figure reached 500 millions, and the 2012 was invested close to 1 billion. And in 2013, we hope we will cross the 1 billion numbers. Analysts also note that many of the projects that goes seeds funding in 2011 and 2012 grew up to the next rounds from seeds to startup, or from startup to further growth and expansion. Projects related to e-commerce are still of the greatest interest for investors. In 2012, the e-commerce sector attracted more than 350 million investments. The second place is occupied by cloud technology subsector. And the third position we went to project related to social networking services and supplemental information. So in another sectors which receive a good investment is mobile application, cloud technology social network information and advisory services, online advertising and social marketing tools, telecommunication, online tourism, and others still have most high interest from investors. While in 2012, just 2 startups obtained grants. In 2011, their total amount was 59. And 2012, Microsoft and DST alone gave for 12 grants to, each of them 12 grants to developers. Now, in this year, we look at the numbers, will beat at 1,000. It should be noted that this is only registered deals, as many companies do not completely disclose volumes and source of financing. The real figures might be much bigger. According to some estimate, maybe 2 times. For example, there is information that during the last year, about only 400 startups received undeclared seeds investment. Experts are sure that at this moment, Russia IT industry is experiencing a situation similar to that in Silicon Valley in the late 90s and early 2000s. Now, Russian market of IT startup is really overheated, and the Polish investors have an excellent opportunity to take advantage of this situation. Most of the investors nowadays are Russians, and it was happened after successful IPO of Yandex and Mail.ru, with sizes around 10 billion US. So let's talk about some example of successful company. This company as a startup was born in Russia and has all chances to become a global and compete with global companies equals. This example is Digital Sky Technology, DST, founded by Yuri Milner. Now demand for the company shares 2 times existing supply. It all began in 2000 when the Milner headed a new company, NetBridge, specializing in the internet project and investment. Today, in addition to Mail.ru, DST owns social network services Odnoklassniki and VKontakte, as well as such resources like Headhunter.ru and Freelance.ru. Besides, since 2010, DST has been an owner of ICQ and had shares in Meta.ua, Forticom from Latvia, Nasza Klasa from Poland, Facebook, Kiwi, and Yuri Milner leads top of the most influential Russia internet businessmen. So you can see the portfolio of a company which is held DST Global, and it's not all of them here represent with a size of few hundred billions US. So, but when you go global, you should be aware of some serious challenge that you might face. And this is a copyright and copy-paste. Let me tackle this issue one at a time, and I will start with a copy-paste. Many of huge Russian internet service, you see examples on the slide are just copy-paste models and became quite successful. However, the time of copying is about the end. This model is not sustainable and not working for going global. Now it's coming a new time, and time of creativity. I was thinking about this in the beginning, and I will repeat once again. Without creativity, the harmony cannot be achieved. Of course, we need the technical knowledge to work in IT industry, which is must be. But another pillar is creativity. Only by combining these two components, we may achieve the perfect balance. The lack of creativity is one of our main problems. If your idea is zero, you will always get the zero as a result. This is one of the main math rules, which is sometimes being forgotten. And here you may see my formula for creating sustainable business. At the first glimpse, it looks very simple, but in real life it is not. However, I believe that only this approach will allow us to invent new creative technology and products. On next slide, I will give you a few examples of how it may work. This is a perfect case how creativity can disrupt the market. This is a company called Displayer. If you don't know it, it's a fantastic example. It was founded in the small Russian town, far from Moscow, even not a hub, but by the two young talent guys. They create an interface that can be seen, heard, smell, and touch in a fully interactive 2D and 3D experience. It's able to capture user hand movements and manipulate objects in the free space. So, if you remember the Tom Cruise Minority Report, when it's on the air, so they create the same. So you can see the screen in the air. And you can list, you can switch off, switch on in the air. And there is fantastic. We will hold in June event called Razia. Razia.com in June in Moscow, and it will be world premiere of this fantastic innovation. So please come and see. We will have three premieres. This is screen. Then they have a fantastic service. So you can come to the screen, and then you can put, if you have some, like say, video advertisement for like coffee. So you can make like, and it's on the screen, and show. And then you can smell a coffee. This is fantastic. So welcome Moscow to see this fantastic innovation. So here is another example. Russia leading providing of the next generation payment service Kiwi. Kiwi has deployed over 11 million virtual wallets, over 200,000 kiosks and terminals. It enabled over 400,000 merchants to accept about 40 billion cash and electronic payments monthly. Over 65 million consumers using Kiwi network at least once a month. And Kiwi consumers can use a cash stored value and other electronic payment methods to order and pay for goods and service across physical or online environments interchangeably. The company has recently held IPO in NASDAQ. It was 3rd of May, and the IPO was close to 1 billion. And it shows that creativity can be not only in product by itself, but in the way how you can market it. Let's make another example. One more success story is Yota. that enter telecom market by providing access only, differentiation with distributive distribution models. Now it's operating in Russia, Belarus, and some other countries, and focuses on high density urban areas. It offers fixed, nomadic, and fully mobile wireless broadband internet access through the desired mobile device. It also provides stream movies, TV programs, online music in its mobile service catalog. And now they have to create a new archetype of smartphone with two different displays. So the smartphone, we have two different displays. They invented absolutely new way of interaction with a phone, Yotaphone, with Android base and high resolution liquid crystal display from the one side and the electronic paper from the other side. Oh. Just a second. Connection is lost. No internet connection. I'm sorry, just will take a few minutes. Wi-Fi is. I try to show you the innovative service, which also was just created from the young students, and it's helped to me, and it's helped to any speakers for your conference or next conference. It's easy to make a speech because you can operate with you can do a lot of it can't, but it needs strong Wi-Fi for this. And because the Wi-Fi is not strong, because this application, which is very fantastic, so you can speak and you can see the hashtag, so you can see a lot of interactivity. Then a lot of people all around the globe can hear and look at this presentation at the same time and share and tweet and all interactive. But I can't show it because Wi-Fi. The previous speaker told that a lot of new great services came when the creators and founders felt pain because they can't do this. So my next will be how make Wi-Fi stronger. Okay, I hope we will find it. So unfortunately, no, doesn't work. So of course I had a few fantastic examples which very great product is with like this display. I can show the slides, and with a two-phase mobile phones and a few other very creative product which will be absolutely hit the market. Absolutely. So which means that with time come to create, we already a master to copy paste, to produce, to coding. But now we have to create something which is absolutely have your own niche. So the idea and original of the product is much more important things. And I want to the people ask me about to say some words about the IP. I strongly, as an author, a composer, I strongly say that we need to change our copyright law. We need to cancel existing copyright law. Maybe we can replace with another, but we just have to cancel, because this existing copyright law, they made difficulties for creativity. A lot of creative people can't do this creativity because they have no rights to do it because of copyright law, which is old enough, which is not modern. So this is my point of copyright law. And the things, in final, what I want to say, please, let's make a bridge between Poland and Moscow. So my suggestion to you, if you want to make an open IT business in Russia, it's a huge market and a huge opportunity to jump from the Russian market to the global market. You know this market very well. The government can support you. They can make you a tax vacation. They can give you a piece of land or a building. Just let's do this bridge. Let's find a harmony. And for the creation and for the innovators, it's very important is creation. And very important to be a new Chopin. And we are looking for the new Chopin. And I hope the new Chopins are you. Thank you very much.